everybody!
Hi.
Happy
Memorial
Monday!
Day!
Woo! Thank you for joining us.
Mwah.
This is the Dungeon
Mwah.
Cooldown with myself, Jess, and which way is he? Jared.
Hi, I'm Jared.
For those of you who don't know us, we are actors on the Dungeon Run. Welcome.
I don't act though. I'm literally me. I just play myself.
That's your actual accent. This is all the fake accent here.
This is me acting. I'm actually Russian in real life. IRL, as Jessica puts it.
Oh yeah, as the very young baby puts it. Hi to those who are here first in chat. Grasp my hand with those Force of Good balloons. Phoenix Factory, Gord the Rogue, one of our mods. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Odin 607, Zach Mack, Mugen DC2R. Fate Monger, ooh, Wookie King, hello, Grasp My Hand, Dyson Capes, hello, Borkware Mark D,
Hi, Dyson Capes.
Uncle CW. I love seeing all of these familiar names in chat. Please say hello in the chat so we can see you. Hi, everybody. Today, we will be answering some questions from the Patreon and also leveling up our characters.
Level 10.
Yes, so I think for Fahim, actually, I'll pull out my character sheet. I'm going to do mine after Civ, but level 10 is very exciting, but it's not so difficult to level them up at this point, I don't think.
Well, I think the big one is Uggo, because he's third level paladin.
So he gets all his good stuff.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see his leveling up process and what he chooses. Morgan also posted on the Patreon his leveling up process for James, and there's some cool, very cool things that are happening with him spell-wise, since he gets to swap all of his spells around.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited to see Uggo's paladin progression, because now that he's... I mean, I don't know if you guys have talked to Ron yet specifically about this, you in chat, but Ron has been coming up with some very, very cool homebrew paladin oaths. And back when we were in the studio and he was thinking this up and brainstorming, he was reading us some of his oath. What would you call that? Like his oath?
His vows.
His vows. Yeah, and they were related to, well, I don't want to give it away if he's not telling everybody yet, but they were very well thought out and interesting. And Yeah,
so it's going to be completely homebrewed between Jeff and Ron. So you're essentially going to see a new subclass of Paladin be born right here on the show, which is super exciting.
Grasp My Hand says, have you guys seen JD Illustrate's new artwork? What new art?
Funny you should mention that.
What new artwork? Oh, have you seen have you seen his new artwork? I'm going into the...
He always has new artwork. I mean,
what are we talking about specifically though? We need to know. What are you talking about?
There might be some very exciting things possibly happening soon, very soon.
Oh, I just want to interrupt this because we do have more to say on this, but Anonymous Gifter has gifted 10 subs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anonymous Gifter.
The show is run on your support, so all the subs, all the cheers, all of the patrons that we have, you guys
and the digital items
keep the show rolling. Yes, and the potatoes. My God, thank you so much.
Potatoes and yams.
When doesn't JD have new artwork? New art every day from JD. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have some fun new art coming out and some fun new merch coming out, which we're very excited about.
Yeah.
So
Level 10, we got to do something new. We got to break out and make a whole new brand for ourselves.
Yeah. So we want to release that this week. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. These things take time, but keep your eyes.
There's definitely going to be some new stuff on Wednesday. For sure, there's going to be new stuff on Wednesday. Whether or not we can announce everything remains to be seen. But definitely tune in Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, because it's going to be cool.
And thank you for that sub, David Gen Pro 1. If you don't know, you can sub to our channel for free using your Amazon Prime account. Hot tip. You can support us for free.
Hot tip.
All right, so let's talk about. Well, do you guys want to do leveling up? Let's do leveling up first because that's gonna. We don't want to run out of time and not be able to do that. So, tell us about what happens to Civ at level 10.
So, as most of you know, Civ has an 8 in his wisdom, which I frequently roleplay by making lots of bad choices, bad life choices. Ooh, hype train.
Oh, hey! Oh my God! Whoa! We have 15. Phoenix Factory gifted a sub, and Passion and Vision gifted 5 subs. Thank you so much. Yes,
very cool.
We are at level 5 hype train. Woo!
Someday I will ask you to explain all of this to me, Jess.
Hype train is it's just hype. It's just hype for subs hype. And for supporting the channel. Yes, Wookie King gifting 5 more subs. Woo!
Very
and
cool.
Grim Faded with the cheer. Thank you.
I love it. It's a good Memorial Day.
Right?
Long story short, wisdom of 8, which means I don't have a lot of options as far as where I can multi-class, which all of you know I chose fighter the last time we leveled up. So he's level 1 fighter, and sure enough, I'm going to be level 2 fighter when we start the episode on Wednesday, which I'm very excited about.
Remember when you leveled up to fighter and it was when the whole party was split and I didn't know for a long time?
Yeah. Well, they didn't even know. We started the mission and I was like,
really?
Yeah, I'm going to take second wind and get some hit points back. And both, I think, even Katie was like, wait, what? How'd you do that? How do you heal? How do you heal now? Yeah.
Because you had Magic Initiate.
I had Magic Initiate, but that doesn't give me healing spells. That gave me
How did you
Mr.
heal?
Whispers. I healed because level 1. Hi, my son's home.
Hi. Can we say hi?
No, he's great.
Or are you one of those celebrities that doesn't show your kids' faces?
I show him on Instagram.
Okay.
So if you follow me on Instagram,
you'll
see lots of
I've seen
pictures
his face.
Yeah. He just turned 2.
Oh, happy birthday! So second wind is healing?
Second wind is a healing ability that level 1 fighters get.
Oh.
You heal 1d10 plus however many levels of fighter you have.
Oh,
I think
badass.
it was created as a way. Yeah, I think it was a way to make your fighters actually survive level 1. Fighters are usually your front line, and if you're doing a level 1 campaign, fighters are going to take the brunt of everything to begin with, and so they gave them this little minor healing boost so that they don't die right away or stay horribly squishy, especially if you roll all of your hit points and don't get max at level 1.
Man, it's just it's so fitting that Civ is a fighter. That's such a great combo.
Yeah, it makes sense. And honestly, I don't know if I would have chosen it had it not been just role-playing progression. Like, he could have stayed rogue the whole way, and then the swashbuckler thing kind of came in because of role-playing reason, the whole Cyrano de Bergerac thing, and then the fighter came in because he was just doing so much fighting, so much front-line fighting, because I didn't want Uggo to be standing up there by himself all of the time. It definitely dawned on me after we had the fight with Vargan in the Bloody Woods. If you remember that.
To go fighter?
Yeah. At that point, I was like, wow, I can't just hang back and shoot people with a bow. I need to get in there. Otherwise, Uggo is going to have all the blood drained from his body. So that's when I started learning about...
All the blood drained from his body.
Yeah, true. So I'm taking a second level of fighter. And what that means is I get 1d10 plus my constitution bonus in hit points, which I will be rolling shortly, and I'm very nervous about. We do re-roll 1s, so if I get a 1, I get to roll my dice again.
Oh, we do? See, I never roll my hit points. I always just take the standard because I'm so afraid of
I normally always take the standard as well, but I think because we're doing it live on the show, I'm going to roll this time and hopefully get better than standard. Otherwise, I will be kicking myself for making that choice. But yes, I'm usually the same way.
What am I seeing here in chat? Jessica, look at it as second wind being temp Wolverine healing. Yeah, right? Like,
yeah. You essentially get like a breather. It's a little bonus action breather. Like you're just like, okay, I feel better now. Let's get back in there. Yeah, and then you get a little, minor healing potion effect.
Oh, another quick question before we dig in. Frankly Delicious, great name. Did you ever cast Identify on the Ashen's dagger? No, but I did a high Arcana check on it, and it did not appear that there was any arcane element to it. Woo! Yeah. Level 4 hype train is complete. Thank you so much.
Woo! Yeah, okay. So the other very cool thing that happens when you get a second level of fighter is you get Action Surge. And Jess, I don't know if you want to do the screen share of what Action Surge is.
Yeah, let me
so that the folks at home
pull up D&D Beyond here. Oh no. Oh shoot.
Uh-oh.
Okay, how do I turn this off?
Oh, we accidentally leaked something.
Oh no. How do I turn it off? Turn it off. Turn it off. Ah! Ah! Okay.
Could that possibly be?
Pretend you didn't see that. Pretend you didn't see that.
Mr. Whispers?
On
Siv's shoulder?
Is this show live?
Morgan can slap your hand later.
All right, I'm looking up Action Surge.
Yes. Okay. So Action Surge is a second level fighter ability. For those of you that don't know what Action Surge does, you can read it here, but I'll briefly describe what it does. You essentially get another action, a whole nother action on top of your regular action economy. So there's an action, bonus action, reaction, and free action. So like interacting with an object or whatever. But I love that. I essentially get 2 actions when I decide to do my Action Surge.
So just off the top of your head, how much more damage do we think you're going to be able to do with this Action Surge?
Well, I can only sneak attack once per turn. So the way I plan on using my Action Surge is I can always wave my hand over my dagger and do Green Flame Blade or what's the other one? Why am I spacing on that? The Boom Boom Blade. We'll call it Boom Boom Blade. That does thunder damage. So I can always do that. But as far as getting my sneak attack, I only get one of those per turn. So unless I'm doing a Booming Blade, thank you. Unless I'm doing my reaction and getting a attack of opportunity on somebody for some reason, I only get the one sneak attack. If I use my reaction to do an attack of opportunity on somebody, then I can do sneak attack again because it's their turn, not mine.
But you'll still be able to do additional damage because you'll have a whole other action to use your weapon. Can you use a two-handed? Can you use your... No, it's just the one action.
No, because I'm using a bonus action to attack with my offhand. So Action Surge will just give me one more regular attack. However, and this is key, what I think I will end up using Action Surge for first is if I miss my attack or I miss my sneak attack, I will get another opportunity to attack and do that juicy sneak attack damage. So that's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And later on, if I decide to take a bunch of fighter levels, I can also do an Action Surge and use the multi-attack option that you get at like 5th level fighter.
So you'll be able to attack twice when you take any action.
Correct.
So you'll be able to hit 5 times.
5 times. Yeah. There'll be 5 blades.
We love that. We love that for Civ.
It would be a whirlwind of blades. Slice and dice.
We did have a question from Frankly Delicious. Any plans to use poison on any of your pointy items? And that reminds me, Fahima did create a thigh garter of poison vials for Lily to use on her crossbow. And we haven't even done that yet. That was forever ago. Yeah.
We should do that.
You and Lily should do that. And Fahima will just be a total, what are they called? A voyeur. Just like look through a peephole. So romantic. He's teaching her how to use poison.
Yeah. I was thinking for a while that it's funny because now I'm slipping back into Sivrak. I was thinking
you're slipping back into your real self. You're not acting anymore.
Exactly. I'm being me. No, I was thinking Civ Red Thistle probably wouldn't use poison because he's a somewhat honorable fighter, but now that he's creeping back into the darker version, the Civrac version, I don't see why he wouldn't use poison. So that's actually a great idea. Yeah, I might do that.
That just reminds me of the Assassin's Creed, like going into the poison branch of rogueness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky because you don't want to poison yourself when you're putting it on your blade, but I also don't see Jeff wanting to role play out me anointing my blades with poison every time I do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mitch is wondering.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mitch 32579 is wondering if you're going to pick up Eldritch Knight.
Yeah. So when I level up next, when we get to level 11, that's going to be the very exciting moment for Civ, because at that point I'll have to decide at 3rd level fighter what subclass I want him to be, and there's a couple really cool ones to choose from. A lot of people love Battlemaster because it synergizes very well with Rogue. A lot of people like Eldritch Knight. And I do dabble in magic, so I could see doing that.
Which, speaking of, I do want I want Fahima and Civ to connect again about magic. I feel like we haven't really had a minute, so maybe you and I should chat.
Sure. Yeah. Although you'd be talking to Civrac about magic, which is very different.
Well, how so? How would it be different?
Because he would be totally into blood magic. Like, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care one bit how dark the magic is, and as long as it's a means to an end. Yeah.
Look,
that's the difference between Civrac and Civ, is that Civ has like a strange code of honor almost. You know, he wants to be a good guy. Civrac is just lethal. He's a killing machine.
So are you full Civrac now?
Doesn't feel anything. I think
for the time being?
I think he's fighting it. I think I'm fighting it. I don't even know if I wanted to be Civrac, but when we were in Olsvatch and all that stuff was going downhill, it was hard not to get angry.
Yeah.
And to want revenge.
Yeah.
I wanted revenge for the birds being hurt. I wanted revenge for the cheesemonger. I wanted revenge for Vic. I just want revenge. He's just filled with vitriol and hate.
That's
right
your.
Now, which is not healthy. It's not healthy.
Your high school yearbook has a picture of Civrac, and your quote is, "I just want revenge."
Yeah. You mean the Fighting Vultures? Go Fighting Vultures!
Yeah. Our mascot. Okay, cool. So you have Action Surge. You're gonna roll for your hit points.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way so I can stop being nervous about it.
You know what I think we should do? If you roll really bad, you should be able to take the standard.
I don't know, because Morgan rolled a 2. He got the worst you could possibly get, and he's going to keep it. I mean, kudos to Morgan, but I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know. We kind of need you to have hit points, though. You and Uggo need hit points. This
is true. I might roll these a couple of times just to figure out which ones are going to be the best.
Can we get a dice cam? Yeah, Morgan, we did talk about how, I think maybe it was before we went live, how we re-roll the ones.
Okay, these are both rolling really well.
All
right, Jess, I'm going to let you choose. Am I rolling the dark red blood dice or the purple?
Ooh, you know what that is to me? That is Civ and Civrac.
Sure.
So I think it's only fair to roll Civrac.
I'm rolling Civrac dice?
Yep,
okay.
You know which one it is.
Okay.
It's okay, Ollie. It's okay.
I got a 1, so I'm gonna re-roll that.
Oh my god! I re-roll anything less than a 10, says Porkware Marty.
I'm so nervous. Okay. I'm gonna pan my camera down so you guys can all see, so you know I'm not cheating.
What is it?
Just so my hands are up here.
What is it?
I'm not touching the dice.
All right.
You can see my hairy legs. 0 means a 10.
Yes! So that die did turn out very well.
I like this die. This
that
is
was
my
the right
favorite die
choice.
now. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Yeah, give it a kiss. It
So
deserves
plus my Constitution bonus, that's going to be an extra 12 hit points. So I just got a whole lot more meaty.
Yes.
You like my hot hairy legs?
Who's saying that? Grasp my hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I have my wife likes to call them my man legs, and that's because I used to play soccer for years, so it's my residual muscle tissue that's now not muscle at all.
Okay, cool. So is that everything for Civ, or do we have anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So action surge is the big one. So when you hear me call it my action surge. Oh, and by the way, I get that back on a short rest or a long rest. So I will be much more, I'll be much more apt to say yes to James's request for short rest because I'll get my action surge back. So I got action surge, which gives me another action, and then that's a one-time use, and I don't get it back until we rest. And then the hit points I just rolled, which were pretty sweet.
Cool. So next time we level up, that'll be your big to-do.
Yes. Next time I level up, it will be very, very hard for me. I will probably make 4 or 5 different versions of Civ with different subclasses so that I can compare them to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also really love Rune Knight, so that's definitely a contender as well, which is why I made him Rune Knight for that level 20 thing that we did.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. That's a pretty sweet subclass that came out in Tasha's.
Runes also kind of relate to teleportation circles. So I wonder if, Fahima's going to start every time they see a teleportation circle taking down those runes. So maybe that could be a way that we connect. Even if you don't choose Rune Knight, you could sort of get into runes. And it'd be cool to homebrew a rune spell, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I were you, I'd be trying to talk Jeff into homebrewing all of my spells.
Oh, well, I mean, let me look at my spell list here. Let's see. All of my 3 out of 4 of my level 5 spells are homebrew, and
some of your homebrew spells are ridiculously powerful.
Half of my level 4 spells are homebrew. So
nice.
once we hit a certain level, like 6 or 7, we were like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And it makes sense too because
I think homebrewing higher level spells is more interesting than homebrewing lower level spells anyways.
The one lower level spell I have that's homebrewed is Spare.
Which is a very cool spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgan's she's already got a bunch. All right, so Fahima leveling up. 3 things happened for her. Let me go over to her character sheet. So she at level 10 gets focused conjuration. So when she's concentrating on a conjuration spell, her concentration cannot be broken as a result of taking damage. So when Fahima conjures her elementals, her minor elementals, her birdcage, unfortunately not polymorph because that's transmutation, all of those spells will not be broken when I get hit. So I'm very excited about that. I wish it was all spells, but I get that that's OP. That seems like a level OP. 20.
That's crazy. That's crazy
deal.
OP.
What do I get at the higher levels? Starting at 14th level, any creature that you summon or create with conjuration spell has 30 temporary hit points. That is a bonkers. Get down. Go ahead. Jump. Go ahead, jump.
Those are some meaty elementals.
Yeah. So that we're adding to the character sheet. I'm not going to forget that. And I just took the average hit points. So I now have 61 hit points from 56.
Okay. You don't want to roll?
I mean, I'll roll for fun.
You don't want to gamble?
I don't like gambling.
But Fahima might.
All right.
Fahima's all about taking risks.
I know. She really is. I mean, we saw that last couple episodes.
Wizards roll a d6 plus Constitution.
Plus Constitution, which is +2.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. I'll do this with my new homebrew dice. D6 with the meep inside. Oh, and I rolled a 6.
There you go.
Should I take it?
I mean, I would.
Okay, I'm taking it.
I just did.
6 + 2 is 7. Wait, oh my god. 8. So she now has 64 hit points. Cool.
Oh yeah, I need to do math on Civ and figure out how many hit points he's got.
Pixar didn't happen. Well, I don't have a camera that can. Gosh, I mean, it's like I can cheat because I'm picking it up, but here it is. Here's a 6. Look, can you see? It's a 6.
No, you can't see that. So my current max was 74. So if I'm adding 12 to that, I'm now at 86 hit points for max.
Wow.
Which is pretty sweet. Yeah. Although Uggo,
Sturdy.
I'm sure at this point is probably
over 100, right?
Yeah, close to it.
Let's see.
I'm
Hi,
sure.
Gamershare. Okay.
And then on top of that, when he rages, he's taking half damage from practically everything that's not magical. So yeah, that's a lot of hit points to get through.
So the last thing that I get to do is I get to pick another 5th level spell and have 2. Well, I can pick any level spell, but I have 2 5th level spell slots now. So.
Which is crazy exciting.
Yes, I'm so excited for this.
5th level spells are no joke. There are some really powerful spells at 5th level.
Let's take a look, maybe, and you can help me.
Sure.
So what I have now is let me take you through 4th and 5th level spells so we can kind of get a lay of the land.
Okay.
I have Conjure Minor for 4th level. I have Conjure Minor Elementals, Polymorph, Wall of Fire, Meep's Birdcage, Thunderbolt Jump, Conjure Minor Nullimentals, and Water Form. 5th level.
Water form is 4th level?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And 5th level, I have Inhabit Dead Creature, Teleportation Circle, Conjure Nullimental, which is like Conjure Elemental, and
but more powerful, right? Nullimentals are more powerful than.
Well, I think they're balanced because they do 2 different types of I mean, I guess in that sense they could be more powerful. That's actually a Jeff question. I'm not sure. He homebrewed this, and Fahima actually has another one.
What?
That
I don't know
has
about.
not been shown yet. May or may not be an Ashen Mage secret. The Watchers know.
I'm sure they do.
That's gonna be cray cray when it happens. It's gotta happen at the right moment. And
you just make somebody's head explode. It's like a scanner's ability.
Right? It's like the boys.
That actually sounds like more of a James spell, making someone's head explode.
Yeah, right? Like mind powers.
Yeah. Behemoths would just be incinerating somebody from the inside out. That would be her really nasty kill someone spell.
I think
where they literally burst into flames, fire shoots out of their mouth and eyes and nose and ears, and then they just melt.
That's you know what we could do? We could try to pick out a 5th level spell, but maybe you and I could homebrew one right now if we're inspired.
Okay.
Spontaneous combustion, Fatemonger. So I'm gonna just take a look really quickly at the 5th level conjuration spells we have.
Cloud Kill, 5th level.
Let's check that out.
Conjuration, Cloud Kill. Did I mention Cloud Kill?
Are you a fan of Cloud Kill?
Yeah. That is a nasty spell.
20-foot radius sphere.
Remember, hold on. Remember when we were in the Rogues underground den? And Civ was an idiot and he put a little mask over his face and then he snuck into that room to try to like loot some stuff, and the poisonous cloud came up and just started doing tons of poison damage, and then the vine wrapped around his leg. That was like a lesser version of Cloud Kill.
And 20-foot radius means it would be 40 feet around,
yes,
right?
It's huge.
So giant.
It's huge. Yeah.
Let's see. Lasts for 10 minutes. It is conjuration, so it wouldn't go away with damage. Con saving throw, 5d8 poison or half as much. Love that. 5d8. So that's how do we figure out the average?
Well, 5d8, the max would be 40, so it'd be about 20, 21, 22, somewhere in there.
That's pretty good. That's about fireball-ish average.
Yeah.
Fog moves 10 feet away from
10
me.
Feet. Yeah.
Ooh, and it sinks. Oh, and it scales. Love a spell that scales.
Yeah. And it pours down openings, so what have you.
Okay,
yeah.
Those are pretty good. Although I do try to limit my concentration spells, just because
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, far step, 60 feet teleportation. I don't really need that because I can teleport for free.
Right.
But I do like how you can use your bonus action, but I don't like to hold concentration. Infernal Calling. This is James. We're not gonna mess with that.
Very,
Summon
you're very Jamesy.
Draconic Spirit? Ooh, but this is kind of like, I don't know that we want so many summoning spells because I already have Conjure and Elemental, so.
Right. That's 4th level or 5th level?
5th level.
Okay.
So, and I have 2 Conjuration spells at 4th and 1, summoning spells and then 1 at 5th, so. Let's see, Teleportation Circle we have, Steel Wind Strike, choose 5 creatures, so my entire party. Oh wait, no, this is enemies. Make a melee spell attack is ooh, 6d10 force damage, and you can teleport?
Yeah.
What? Wait, but this has to be a melee, so I have, oh no, it's a 30-foot range. So
you can teleport within 5 feet of one of the targets you hit or miss.
Whoa.
So you cast it and then you teleport to within 5 feet of that target. I don't know why you'd want to get closer,
because
but
Fahima's like that though. You know she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you also have that Thunderstep spell though, where you essentially leap from one spot to another and are right next to the person too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's just a matter now if this is worth 5th level, but I can make a melee spell attack from 30 feet away on 5 creatures.
Yeah.
And they will each take 6d10 force damage?
Yeah.
How is that even real?
Yeah.
What?
And the beautiful thing about it is it's 5 creatures you can see. So the range is pretty good. Although it says range 30 feet. So then I guess they have to be within 30 feet of you.
Whoa. Okay, this is a serious contender. This is a and I would probably homebrew it a little bit. I kind of I wonder how I could get Meep into this. Like maybe Meep but I don't want her to be able to be hit is the thing. I don't know. I can think about that. Let's see here. Are you gonna have non-detection casts on you from at all times from now on? Says Frankly Delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of non-detection.
Pretty much always.
We don't need.
I'm just
don't need
giving
the
up that
Ashen
spell
Mage
slot.
showing up in the middle of Thorn too, because if everywhere we go the Ashen Mage shows up, we'll have to leave.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna take a look at the rest of the 5th level spells here. Let's see if they're all on this page. Looks like they are. Okay.
What about you, chat? What's your favorite 5th level wizard spell? Is there something out there that you like more than Cloud Kill or Steel Wind Strike?
Let's see. I remember I was looking at.
I mean, there's Conjure Elemental, but you already have Conjure Nullamental.
Yeah, I have that basically.
Cone of Cold is kind of cool.
Hold Monster would be great if that wouldn't be against Fahima's kind of,
Yeah, I don't see her.
Raison d'etre.
Yeah, you're not really a dominate person kind of wizard either.
Ooh, Dawn. Okay. 30-foot radius. What if this was a Meep spell? What if...
Yeah.
What if
I like that.
Meep...
Bright light emanates from Meep?
Yeah.
It's Constitution saving throw, though. A lot of creatures have good con saves.
Well, so is the other one.
Cloud
no,
Kill.
that was a melee. No, yeah, Cloud Kill.
Yeah.
4d10 radiant damage, half as much. Ooh, you can move it 60 feet on your bonus action? Phoenix's Dawn. Yes, Teal Meeple!
There you go.
But this is the thing. How do we...
Very Fahima.
How do we get it... We'd have to homebrew it so it's worth putting Meep into the fray. I guess maybe it would just be
She
like...
could be immune to it. If she was immune to it and it was cast off of her, then no one would want to be near her because they would get blasted with the Dawn spell. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to want to run in and attack a creature that has a cylinder of bright, fiery light burning them.
But I guess
unless they're just crazy.
I want Meep to be in there because I think it's cool. But it's like, why would I have Meep in there if I have a range of 60 feet? You know, like, why would I put her in harm's way? I just like the idea of her emanating the light.
I mean, you could say awesome. Instead of a range of 60 feet, if it's pinpointed on Meep, then it's wherever Meep is at, and then all of a sudden the range is as far as you want to send Meep out to go. You know, that could be the benefit of using Meep over just casting it normally.
Oh, maybe it can give her temp hit points, says Unknown Axiom.
Anything that's going to beef up Meep, I highly recommend.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that for a brief second.
Okay, just so you know, it's 12:37, and we haven't answered any Patreon questions.
Okay, we'll talk about Meep later. All right. We don't. I mean, I don't have to pick a 5th level spell right now. I just did. I want to talk about it. Immolation. Oh my god!
Immolation.
I almost swore.
Immolation is literally what I was just joking about.
8d6.
You literally just burn someone from the inside out.
Target also burns for the minute duration, 30-foot radius, 46. So it continues to do half damage on the additional turns as long as I hold concentration. These magical flames can't be extinguished by non-magical means. What?
Check this out. If damage from the spell kills a target, the target is turned to ash. If that is not quintessential Fahima, I don't know what else is.
Dude.
It is fire though, and you already do a lot of fire damage in other areas.
But I have elemental
if Jeff
adept.
throws something at us. Oh, you do. Okay.
Which means I can ignore resistance
can get through
to
fire
fire.
Resistance.
Okay.
Okay.
And I roll higher. What's pass wall? I've never seen this one. Ooh, that's cool. It just creates like a shortcut through any maze that we're in, basically.
Hopefully Jeff doesn't throw us in a maze.
Ooh, I love that gamer share. Ashen mage equals pile of ash. Ooh, I love that. I love that. I just turned into Amy Vorpal for a second.
A lot of people are saying that if the body is turned to ash, that the belongings are also probably turned to ash too, so you wouldn't be able to loot the body. Yes. I think the only person that would probably be sad about that would be this guy right here. Everyone else, I think, would be like, well, we don't get to loot the body. Oh, well.
Ooh, this is pretty cool too. Although planar binding that seems like maybe more of a James thing, because Fahima wouldn't want to keep them here against their will.
Yeah, I would also argue that yes, you are correct. If they were carrying a magical item, chat, I would argue that magical item would at the very least get a saving throw from the fire damage coming out of the person that is on fire. It would not be immediately destroyed. So we're just talking about regular gear, or maybe a magical item that's like a scroll or a book or something like that that's easily burnable. But if they had a magical sword, I would argue that would definitely be a saving throw from being immolated.
Okay, so we're between 4 spells. We got Immolation, Cloud Kill, Phoenix Dawn, and Steel Wind Strike.
Yeah, those are all good spells.
Oof.
Those are all damaging spells too. It doesn't hurt to take a look at the non-damaging spells. Whoa. I know level 5, I don't know if there's a lot of like utilitarian spells. Crying. But,
well, we have Wall of Stone, although I do have Wall of Fire.
Right.
Wall of Force I know is pretty good. No, nothing can physically pass through the wall. It is immune. Other ones are let's see. They're all pretty damaging at this level. Skill empowerment feels a little weak to me. Scrying. I wonder if Fahima should pick up scrying.
I mean, you could then scry on Ashen Mage and Ashen Mage's goons.
I could attempt to, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you could probably scry on Yan Mo. You could probably scry on Urtenfurt.
Because I have
Then
met.
Jeff's job becomes infinitely more difficult because now he has to keep track of where everybody is so that if you decide to scry on somebody, he can go, yeah, Erdenfurt is in Thorn. Sure, okay.
Put the
Yeah.
spells in 1, 2, 3, 4 order, says Mother Bear. Okay, we'll do that and then we'll move on to the questions. So,
We should probably move on to the questions, and then if we have time, go back to spells.
okay,
because-
okay. You right.
Yeah.
All right, so do you
Okay.
have them pulled up?
Yes, I will bring them up right now. Okay, so question number 1. Jared, had the heist succeeded and you got the bone, do you think the party would have opted to kill the cheesemonger while they were there? This is from Armando. I didn't want to kill the cheesemonger. Civ Rack and Civ did not want to kill the cheesemonger. That was my initial goal, was I want to get in, get the item, slow down the Ashen Mage and get out. I had no desire to kill the guy that sort of raised me, obviously in a horrible manner, but he did raise me. So I would hope that the party, I'm assuming Lily wouldn't want to just kill the cheesemonger because we're there. Now, that being said, I was fully expecting there to be a moment, had we got into the heist and the Ashen Mage wasn't there, I was fully expecting a moment where we were going to have to face off with the cheesemonger, where there was going to be that standoff.
I wonder if he's good at fighting.
And I don't... What's that?
I wonder if he's good at fighting, because I feel like his cronies do all of his work for him. I wonder if he practices.
Yeah. Well, I think Jeff let it slip that he's no schmuck. I think he's definitely got some rogue abilities because he had to grow into power, Like, you can't be just smart in Olsvatch. You have to be smart and ruthless. So I think Jeff let it slip that he definitely had some rogue abilities. And I imagine him being a high level that owns essentially a guild of rogues and all of those rogues that work underneath him. And then he ended up switching into being Vetch, or part of the Vetch, with hiring a bunch of guards and mage guard. So the rogues are still in lower Olsvatch, and then in upper Olsvatch, he just has a bunch of guards. And those guards were nasty. Those Olsvatch guards were nasty. Unlimited magic missile? Yeah.
Yeah, right? I loved that, though. I don't know if anybody follows me on Twitter, but I tweeted the other day, thinking about mage fights gives me goosebumps. It really does.
Totally.
Thinking about that moment where it's like, boom, magic missile, shield, boom, magic missile, shield. Yes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. And then they upgrade to their higher level spells, which then turns into fireball, counterspell, lightning bolt,
just like in our
counterspell.
level 20 one shot. Oh my god, that was so epic.
You just see these wizards waving their hand and pretending to cast something and their eyes glowing and all this cool stuff, but then nothing happens.
Yeah, right. Well, I imagine it's like, it could be like in Harry Potter, where they cast the spell and you see this line of light and then you see the other line of light. It's like...
Sure. Right. Yeah. I definitely see there being some wizard fights in the not too distant future now that Jeff has started throwing some low-level wizards at us. Yeah, I for sure see that. I just hope that Fahima can stand toe-to-toe with those wizards on her own, because I know James doesn't have a lot of spell slots, and Lily really isn't like a combat bard. She's more of a support bard. So she can beef us up, but I don't see her
that's what
fireballing and counterspelling.
That's what she needs, because Fahima's greatest weakness is that she doesn't have very many hit points.
Sure. That's every wizard's greatest weakness, is that they don't have very many hit points.
Yeah, so
it's a good thing you chose Conjuration and Constitution as your happy fun time subclass.
When Jeff has the baddies go for Fahima first, I'm always like, no, but it's so smart, of course.
Yeah. That's what Uggo and Civ do. We go, wait, who's throwing spells or who's their ranged guy? Okay, that's who we're gonna go kill first. And Uggo just wades through everything and gets hit a bunch, and Civ uses his stab and then happy feet capability and dances around them.
Ollie wants to say hi. Hi.
Hi, Ollie. All right, next question. Jessica, do you see the party returning to Axbright in the near future to see if your home is still standing and to maybe use it as a temporary safe house? It seemed like the Ashen Mage at least was unable to get to you while you were there.
Yes.
Also from Armando.
Yes. All right, don't eat my hair. I desperately want to go back to Axbright. I mean, I desperately want to pursue Fahima's backstory, the whole storyline of finding Conroy, and now that we know there are intense abjuration spells on Axbright, yes, and I want to explore Axbright in general because it's such an interesting little town, right? Like Fahima, you can still see on my old Tumblr her older diary entries, which do explore the town a little bit, but Fahima grew up kind of like away from everybody else and didn't have a whole lot of interaction because she would accidentally set people on fire. So this is like a sleepy little town that has this just almost like nuclear weapon hidden inside of it. And that's so interesting to me that Conroy was like just decided on sleepy little Axbright to keep Fahima hidden away, and that was his home base. And there's just so much more to it. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Oh my god. Yeah, but I guess it's just not really. I'm waiting for the right moment in the plot for that. I don't want to push for that. You know, we're making the right choice right now.
We got a
going
lot to do. Yeah.
So yes, I would love to go back.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Next question. Really enjoyed action-packed episode 84. I'm looking forward to seeing how Civ's Olsvatch relapse/dark turn plays out. Quick question. Does the cast intentionally try and balance out very dark moment, i.e. Civ's episode 84 brutality PTSD, with comic relief, i.e. Uggo and the bear, or does it just depend on the situation? This is from David Gen Pro.
It's kind of a nuanced answer, right?
Yeah.
It is situational. We do, by now, we're such a well-oiled machine that when these dark moments happen, we do know to jump in and lighten it up. But it's not something that's ever premeditated because nothing is premeditated other than kind of the broad strokes of what we want to do. So those moments are improvised in the moment. But they are intentional, for sure.
Yeah, I think Katie does a really good job of this. Ron does a really good job. Everybody does a good job of sort of feeling out the scene and the moment. This is why Fiasco is so much fun for us to play. Feeling out the scene and the moment and going, okay, this is getting really heavy and really dark. We need something to lighten it up with. And so that's hopefully going to be the next scene. Or we need to break up this happy, jovial, silly moment. Okay, let's get back to the problem or the plot or the struggle that we're dealing, so that we don't spend too much time in any one area. Yeah, I agree. Okay, if we were to dial back the clock, knowing that Civ regrets coming to Olsvatch, which he does, would he decide to bury Vic somewhere else? Or reconcile with the loss in other ways? Despite it becoming a harsh outcome, I wonder if Olsvatch was in some ways necessary for the party. This is from Aaron McLeod. That's a tough question to ask because if Civ knew what was going to happen, I don't think he would want to go to Olsvatch, but there was no way for him to know that was going to occur. So yes, if he knew for sure that the heist was going to fall apart and that the Ashen Mage was going to show up and that a Chirai was going to die and that we were going to get information and we were going to get some magical items, but in the end we wouldn't really solve any huge problems, I don't think he would want to go. I think he would try to find some other way to deal with Vic's passing. But I think Olsvatch is one of those places that calls Civ back. Like Civ runs away and then meets Vic, and then Vic dies, and it sucks him back into that world. Yeah. And I feel like that is very true to anybody that has a dark, shady past. Is you can run and you can hide, but it will eventually catch up to you. You can invent a whole new personality, but you're eventually going to run across an old friend, and that old friend is going to go, hey, I remember you.
And that's
Your
kind
name's not Civ Red Thistle, it's Civrak, and this is who you really are.
That's kind of an overarching theme for most of the characters on the dungeon run too, right?
Sure. Yeah.
James,
I mean, it's going to be really
Fahima,
interesting to see
Uggo.
what happens with Uggo when we get to the human mama.
Right?
You know? Is he going to revert more to the barbarian, or is he going to go further into the line of the Candle Queen? And is the human mama, you know, like, what's her personality? How does she interact with Uggo? What's their relationship? You know, because they haven't seen each other in a long time. And Uggo did kill his father. So does the mother love him? Does she fear him? Like, what is that relationship? You know, it's going to be really interesting to see how
it's like an unopened treasure box right now, treasure chest.
Yeah.
What if the brother shows up?
Yeah,
Ooh, bitch.
It's a good point.
Raka. We don't know. This is very, very unknown to us at this moment. We don't know a lot about Uggo's backstory, so.
Yeah. We know because he's told us, but he's told us in a very Uggo way where it's like, here's a broad stroke.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's going to be fascinating for us to see, you know, what his relationship is like with other orcs. Because he hated the orcs that we came across before.
Yeah, but that was in the very beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's changed so much. I mean, now he's found the Candle Queen and he's turned into a very different orc. So, yeah. Good question. If we were to dial, I already did that. Before going through the portal, Civ caught a quick glance of someone who appeared to be Lelia. Yeah, it was Lelia. What do you make of that, and what it might mean for the future of the story? This is Bilbo Cragen. I think there's a lot of unspoken history between the Vermin and Civ. I think there's obviously history with Curso, there's history with Lelia, Gorky, all of them.
That kiss?
Yeah. And I think Lelia might have a little bit of a thing for Civ. And I don't know if Civ even realizes that. I don't think it dawned on him because he's so focused on the problem that's right in front of him and what we're trying to do as the heroes of Bingle, and not making the wrong choice and not making more mistakes, because when he makes mistakes, people die. I think it will come back. I think the Vermin will come back. I hope they make it safely to Tythe and to Maracume Farms. But I don't know. I don't know what Jeff has planned for the Vermin, and I would hope that they can come back into the story in a positive way. But I don't know. That's a good question. And I think Lelia is just, you know, another one of those threads to his old life. And Civ/Civrak is going to have a lot of choices to make in these next coming episodes. You know, with who he wants to be. Does he want to be Civ Red Thistle, or does he want to be Civrak?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Yeah. Ooh, you know what I would love to see?
Been struggling with.
I would love to see some character art of kind of like a two-face of Civ. One side is Civ, one side is Civrak. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
JD,
yeah. I didn't think
up?
Civrak was going to come back. I really didn't. That's why I buried the Red Thistle. That's why I was like, hey, this is done. Vic's dead. This is done.
Civrak Thistle.
Civrak Thistle.
I do want to jump down to a Fahima question here from Friendly Undead Mage. How does Fahima feel deep in her mind about the Ashen Mage? Is there any hint of allure, temptation, or is it outright hatred now after seeing the intercepted letters? I've definitely been playing her with... I mean, I know that only a portion of our patrons or / watchers have access to Fahima's diary, but there is some insight in there about how Fahima feels about the Ashen Mage. I think generally when Fahima describes the Ashen Mage, there is this sense of admiration and allure, absolutely. when she saw the Ashen Mage walk in, it was almost like seeing a celebrity walk in, despite everything that has happened to her. And I mean, the spells are incredible, so she has really a lot of respect for that. And even the stealing of Fahima's letters, there's still a lot of curiosity with the Ashen Mage, sure. And the story's not over, and the Ashen Mage clearly knows so much more about Fahima than Fahima knows, and that just can't be easily dismissed. So, also, I don't know, Fahima might be like a little bit attracted to the Ashen Mage. There was a moment
oh man,
in the Fahima side bit around Halloween time where Fahima kind of like flirted with the Ashen Mage to get her way. So that has stayed with her.
Oh, I definitely think the Ashen Mage has it hard for Fahima. That's for sure.
Oh my god, if this was a book, I would ship that. Definitely ship that. Maybe I ship it now. I don't know.
Here's the thing, though.
Do I ship it?
And this is the question. This is the question that I have for you. You found out in the last episode that the Ashen Mage was solely responsible for your letters not getting to your father and your father's letters not getting to you. Mm-hmm. That's gotta sting. That's gotta hurt. I don't care how much you're attracted to a person. If they come in and step between your only family and you, and you're close with that family member, that's gotta burn. So,
but at the same time,
what are your thoughts on that?
At the same time, this event instigated Fahima leaving Axbright. It instigated this entire adventure. She would never have left if she had received that letter from Conroy that said, "Stay home. It is where you're safe." I mean, who knows? Maybe she still would have left, but it would have been much later. It would have all happened differently. So I think there is still sort of a kernel of gratitude for it. It's kind of like when bad things happen and we learn a big lesson for it. Of course, we wish it didn't happen, but it's not like we really have regret or hatred for it necessarily. It is stalking. It is abusive. Definitely. But look, I've said it many times. I love my villains. So
shipping Fahima and Ashen Mage would absolutely have to be called 50 Shades of Ashen Fire.
Yes. What if I'm getting some positive comments in here? Ship it, says Borkware Mark D. Yes, Stockholm Syndrome. What if the Ashen Mage is a relative of Fahima? I mean, I'm so excited to see all of the connections between the Sky Children and Drow and Genasi. Yes, Fahima is attracted to power.
If you want to throw one more twig on the fire, the one person that I think would be the one person that I think Civ would gladly turn into Civrac for permanently would be getting a shot at killing the Ashen Mage. If he could get that shot, he would take it in a heartbeat.
Well, how do you feel about having that dagger now?
That's what he wants to use to kill her with. That's what he wants to kill her with. That's why the poison thing is such a great idea. All I'd have to do is find the right poison and just give me a shot, Yeah, for sure.
Well, do we want to answer one more question before we sign out?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't know if the dagger's really ordinary or not. I think that's a Jeff thing. And I also think that Jeff gets to play with stuff like that because he's dealing with such a high-level wizard. High-level wizards can make magical items and disguise them as regular items. There are spells that do that hide magical aura. And all Fahima's done thus far is just an Arcana check, not any kind of detect magic or anything.
We can definitely do identify on it. That's sure. I can ritual cast that, I'm pretty sure. So
we'll see how much free time we have.
This is not the final question, but we got a comment from Bradley Potts. Jessica, WTF? Do you want to give us a heart attack every show or what, girl? Seriously, Fahima kicks butt and is making decisions everyone else is afraid to make. She's great. Don't ever change unless it's into some crazy fire genie or something. ... Thank you.
Is that the question?
The question is, do you want to give us all a heart attack? Yeah, I do.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Final question. I think we should leave it on a very positive note here with
Please.
A question from Madam Mouse. Would Civ have really killed Peter the stable boy?
No, but I did say to him, and I meant it, I said, if anything happens to these birds, you're responsible. And I meant that, which is why I gave him the extra gold. And just because he's a kid doesn't mean that he's exempt from that in Civ's eyes, because he had to do that same thing when he was young. He had that same choice. So when Peter said, yes, anything happens to these birds, it's on me. Yes, I realize that it was beyond his power. Yes, I realize he didn't have a lot of options. But he could have fled the stables and just not been there. He could have not done his job and walked away. He could have gone and tried to find me or someone that's related to the Achirai to warn us instead of me having to find out secondhand through the vermin. So he had options. Would I have killed him? I don't think I've quite gotten to that degree of Sivrak. He's not back into the old mode of scissor fighting in an alleyway.
Yeah, killing a child would be next level for sure.
Right, yeah. But I meant what I said about cutting out his tongue. Because if he turns around and tells the Ashen Mage or the Cheesemonger or the Vetch where we are and what we're doing, where we're going, because he heard all of that conversation, then the Ashen Mage pops up at the next place we go to, you know?
Yeah.
Yanmo shows up in Thorn. Urtenfurt has a jump on us. And that's definitely something I could see Civ doing, is ensuring that their tracks are covered. I even thought about setting the stable on fire before we went through the teleportation circle, because I didn't want people to find all of the dead guards and track us from there, because I want them to still think that that illusion was real and that we floated away on a giant phoenix bird. I want them to still believe that.
Yeah.
So
we have a comment here.
Lily intervening and saying, hey, we're not going to do anything to you, was a good thing.
Sean Patrick says, killing a kid is over the line, but killing a kid-sized person, that's just fine. Well, if you're referring to the halflings, there's a big difference between the innocent stable boy and some halflings who were fighting us.
Yeah, halflings that were clearly imprisoning a hag and not good people. And
put in the game as opponents, right? Like they are opponents. They were monsters, so to speak.
I think the real question about that is, where does Lily land on all of this? That's a great question for Katie. So the next time she does the cooldown, you guys should all ask her that question. Where do you stand on who you're willing to kill? What are you willing to do to succeed against the Ashen Mage? What are you willing to do?
I want to know the answer to that too.
Yeah, to achieve whatever goal that might be in front of us. So if we get into Thorn and it turns into either we kill 50 orcs just to save Torvald, or we let Torvald rot in an orc prison, are you willing to do that? And why is it okay to kill 50 orcs but not okay to kill a couple halflings? She did have a good argument, though. She said we didn't even try to talk to them. We didn't even try to negotiate with them. We went straight into combat. But I think that had a lot to do with the fact that we failed some stealth rolls. Uggo made a bunch of noise, and then the halflings came out, and immediately we initiated combat.
Yeah.
But we could try to talk to the orcs and get Torvald without killing a bunch of them. Chances are that's not gonna go well.
Well, and this is so meta, but it's like, try as we might to play these characters as good or neutral good, at the end of the day, it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
There's
exactly.
creatures placed in the game for us to fight, to play it realistically and try to not fight characters just because we don't want to murder people. Kind of like goes against the fun. So,
right.
But we could try.
Yeah, we can always try talking first, and then if that doesn't work, fighting. Sure.
All right.
It just depends on who we're talking to, I guess.
we're a little over time, so we're gonna let you all go, but we are back on Wednesday for the dungeon run episode 85, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, heading over to Thorn, hopefully gonna get some questions answered and exciting new things to
Level
show
10.
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're going to have some new things to show at the top of the show, so don't be late.
All right, we are going to go raid Clockwork Order. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons right now. Please say hello from us. Give them a big dungeon raid, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.